Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have Crusadia Ftk. So basically you pretty much have full combo with any Crusadia. I think it's except Crusadia Draco and Formute Skipper / Parallel Exceed. It can be either of those two. So you'd imagine it's rather consistent. So we start off with the normal summon Formute Skipper. If you have the Parallel Exceed, then you start off with the normal summon of your Crusadia. And then you're going to be using its effect to reveal anything you want, really, or just a Sparta would be nice. Next we go ahead and link into mages, then we will use the effect of our Formate Skipper in order to go in and search our Parallel Exceed. So now if you open your Parallel Exceed, this is the point where you summon out your Parallel Exceed, you summon out the other copy, and then you get search for your Crusadia Draco. But since we open Formate Skipper, we summon out our Crusadia now, and then we get use mages to get search for our Draco this way. So usually we would have if we open Parallel Exceed, we would have two Parallel Exceeds right here. That's fine. We'll link off two of them in for a copy of Cross Sheep, and then you're gonna activate Parallel Exceed now. Doesn't make too much of a difference. But either way you're going to be doing stuff. Now you special summon out your Crusadia Draco. You're going to be using his effect. Bring back your Ecclesia. Usually at this point, if you open Parallel Exceed, you only have two other monsters, and since you normal summon the Crusadia at the start, you would special summon the Crusadia now. But since we opened the Formate Skipper, we don't need to do that. Next we go into a copy of Binary Sorceress, and then a copy of LP. This is the reason why we need the Draco. Now we go ahead and activate LP in order to summon out your copy of Brotar. And now you're going to activate Brotar, discarding one of your targeting Cross Sheep, by the way, discarding any of your other cards, and you get search for Ferret. Cross Sheep is Earth Beast, and Ferret is also an Earth Beast, so I guess you can just search it whenever you want. Now you go into your copy of Saryuja. You're going to use its effect to draw 4 and put back any garnets you might have. Vylon Cube right here is a garnet, so you want to get rid of that. We have two copies of Ecclesia. We don't really need the Formate Skipper right now, and we don't really need the Inari Fire either, so I guess we'll just get rid of that. And then we're going to be using the effect of Saryuja to summon our Rescue Ferret from our hand. Now we will go ahead, activate Rescue Ferret. So off your Ferret, you're going to be summoning Blackmail Dragon, Vylon Cube, and your Cyberstein. So even if although all of these are garnets, you can just put them back with Saryuja, even if you do draw them, which is nice about this combo. Next you go into Armory Arm. And since you synchro summoned a light monster, you can trigger Vylon Cube along with your Blackmail Dragon. So now Blackmail Dragon will go ahead get you to search for Red Ice Darkness Metal, and then your Vylon Cube will get the search for Telekinetic Charging Cell. Now right here we will go ahead hard summon your Red Ice Darkness Metal by banishing your Saryuja, and then you're going to use its effect to revive your Crusadia Draco. The reason why we're specifically reviving this is because it's level 4, so we can go ahead, overlay it into Dugaris. And now you can go ahead and link summon your Reaper-Docus. Now we activate our Dugaris in order to detach 2 and revive our Cyberstein in the zone directly under Reaper-Docus. This is important. And now we're going to use the effect of our Reaper-Docus in order to change its type into Psychic. Most of you will see where this is going. In case you don't, we search the equip spell Telekinetic Charging Cell off our Vylon Cube. So what this says, equip only to a Psychic monster, so we change the type of Cyberstein to Psychic using Reaper-Docus. And while it's equipped, the equipped monster does not have to pay life points as cost to activate effects. So Cyberstein usually makes you pay 5,000, but since we don't have to pay that, we can summon as many fusion monsters as we want. So we summon 2 copies of Blaze Phoenix and 1 copy of Lyrilusk Independent Nightingale. We're gonna burn for some damage, 2100, 2100, and 500 of our Independent Nightingale. In case you're wondering why we didn't just summon the third copy of Blaze Phoenix for some more damage, it's because we're now going to link into a copy of Deco Talker, specifically using Reproducus and your Lyrilusk Independent Nightingale. That's because we want to get our Independent Nightingale in the graveyard, so now we can summon our Crystal Bell. What this does, it's basically your Supreme King Starving Venom, where it can copy the effects of a monster in the graveyard. So you'll copy the effects of Independent Nightingale. So now it has 6800 attack, it is unaffected by other card effects, and every turn it can inflict 4000 points of damage to your opponent for free. Absolutely insane. Right there I demonstrated the combo. I had 3 dead cards in my hand. One of them was a Garnet and 2 were other just random cards called by Grave. And just off 1.5 cards you're easily able to assemble an FTK like this. So let us go to the deck profile now. Right here we have the deck. We start with 1 copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. The main reason why we use this is to revive a level 4 dragon, in this case Crusadia Draco, in order to go into Dugaris. 2 copies of Exceed, you want to see this out as often as possible as it's a combo piece. 1 copy of Scripton. Sometimes you also make this if you already have the Exceed plus your Format Skipper. You search this off your Format Skipper, just acts as an extra extender, so you can go and do something like Binary Sorceress. 3 copies of Maximus. You need to run 3 copies of Maximus because we need to see Crusadias as often as possible. 3 copies of Gigabyte, 3 copies of Ranryu, and 2 copies of Inari Fire. All of these are we have 8 extenders. The combo doesn't necessarily have to be a Crusadia plus your Exceed or Format Skipper. It can also be any Crusadia plus a few extenders, like 2 extenders, say. So you have something like a Ranryu and like Crusadia Reclusia, just saying. So these cards are very important to the combo. 3 copies of Crusadia Draco. We run 3. I was thinking of cutting this down to 2, but we do really need the extenders in the combo that we see in the combo we use. So in case somehow if our Magus does get ashed or impermed, it is important to have that extra copy of Draco in your hand. So that's the main reason why we run 3. 1 copy of Rescue Ferret. You usually just search this off your cross sheet so that you can go ahead and summon out the 3 most important monsters in this deck: Violon Cube, Cyberstein, and Black Metal Dragon. 3 copies of Leonis. As I said, we need to see Crusadias as often as possible. That along with 3 copies of Arborea and 3 copies of Reclusia. All of this is just to get as many Crusadias as possible. 1 copy of Violon Cube. This is to search your telekinetic charging cell. 1 copy of Cyberstein. This is just to summon out all of your fusions from your extra deck. 1 copy of Black Metal Dragon. This is to search your Red Eyes Darkness spell in the first place. 1 copy of Brotar in order to search your Ferret. 3 copies of Format Skipper in order to search your Parallel Exceed. And those are all our monsters. For spells, we run 2 copies of Called by Grave for Ash Blossom and other hand traps. And finally 1 copy of Telekinetic Charging Cell. This is how we are able to use Cyberstein's effect without paying life points. That's our main deck. For extra deck, we do 1 copy of Crystal Bell. This is to copy the effect of Lyrilusk Independent Nightingale in the graveyard, so that we can burn our opponent for 4000 points of damage. 2 copies of Blaze Phoenix, Burning Bombardment Bird. These 2 usually burn for around 2100 each. I think they're like limited or something in the OCG, I'm not sure, but they're just very nice to burn your opponent for a big amount of life points. 1 copy of your Independent Nightingale. It inflicts 500 damage, which I guess is kind of relevant, but its main use is just to send it to the graveyard so that you can copy its effect with Crystal Bell, so you can inflict 4k damage. 1 copy of Armory Arm. This can be any light synchro. I chose to go with this over Herald of the Arclight because why not, you know? Herald of the Arclight, you see that too much. 1 copy of your Dugaris, the Timeless. This is to revive Cyberstein from your graveyard. The reason why we have to revive this from the graveyard is because its effects are negated when it comes from Ferret. So once it goes to the graveyard and comes back, then its effects turn online again. So that's our main use for Dugaris. 1 copy of Saryuja. Not only does this fix our hand, it is also our only way to summon Ferret from our hand. 1 copy of Deco Talker. This can be any Link 3, any generic Link 3. I just wanted to go for Deco Talker because why not? 1 copy of Binary Sorceress. This is just for the sideways arrows, so that you can make arrows for your LP. 1 copy of Reaperdocus to change our Cyberstein into Psychic in order so that it can be equipped with your Telekinetic charging cell. 1 copy of Cross Sheep. The Cross Sheep is because since it's an Earth Beast, if you summon out Brotar while your Cross Sheep is out, you can go ahead search your Rescue Ferret too. 1 copy of Spatha. This is really just to reveal off your Formant Skipper. 1 copy of Striker Dragon. It comes up sometimes if you have Ranryu and you're not able to extend enough. So it comes up with Ranryu, but doesn't really come up anywhere else. But it is important to have it because I have had some duels where I do need to have the Striker Dragon in order to do the full FTK. 1 copy of Guard Dragon LP. This is just to summon out your Brotar while your Cross Sheep is on field so that you can search your ferret. And finally 1 copy of Magus, just so that you can search your Draco, and since Draco's the level 4 lower dragon, you can link into your LP. And that's kind of the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fairly consistent combo, doesn't necessarily have to be the cards I demonstrated. It can also just be a few little extenders like an Fire Ranryu or Gigabyte, with a mix of Crusadias, and it is fairly consistent. Do give it a try out and comment down below how the deck was for you. And I'll see you next time now. Don't forget to like and subscribe while I'm away, and goodbye.